Today, we're going to look at how Jalen Brunson overcame everyone's doubts. For decades, the New York Knicks carried the weight of suffocating expectations and the ghosts of past glories. But in 2026, the rafters of Madison Square Garden proudly display a new championship banner. And the face at the center of this celebration isn't a marketing-generated superstar, nor a #1 overall draft pick. It's a man who was ignored, underestimated, and yet chose to carry the world on his shoulders. Jalen Brunson didn't win the NBA championship just by scoring points. He won because he mastered something far rarer in modern sports, his own mind. We're going to draw a parallel between the improbable journey of the Knicks #11 and some of the greatest ideas in human philosophy. We'll discover how self-control, the power of habit, and the ability to embrace chaos were the true secret weapons behind New York's title. To understand the triumph, we must first understand the starting point. Back in 2022, when Brunson signed with the Knicks, the media narrative was pure skepticism. The outside world tried to define who he was before he even gave his first answer on the court. But it's not just about what you control, it's about how you build. Here enters another fundamental pillar, echoing the thought of Aristotle. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Brunson didn't win just with viral highlights. He won through the relentless repetition of fundamental basketball. The footwork in the post, the ball security, the mid-range jumper that many analysts called inefficient. He embraced the dirty, repetitive work. He proved that greatness isn't a magical event, but the sum of thousands of small, correct choices made when no one is watching. And this leads us to resilience in its purest form. Being resilient doesn't mean having no emotions or being a robot. It means not being hijacked by them. In basketball, you can do everything right, and the ball simply might not fall. The average player gets desperate, complains, and loses focus. The resilient player like Brunson accepts the immediate outcome without emotional judgment and focuses on the next play. Missed a shot? His expression doesn't change. Took a hard foul? He gets up, adjusts his jersey, and goes to the free throw line with the same icy calm. That composure isn't a lack of passion. It's passion directed with maximum efficiency. Now, think about the weight of the Knicks jersey. Decades of frustration, a fan base that suffered and waited. Philosophy has a perfect image for this. The myth of Sisyphus, explored by the thinker Albert Camus. Sisyphus is condemned by the gods to push a giant boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll all the way back down over and over again. For 50 years, the Knicks were Sisyphus. The boulder of expectation rolled down the hill every single year. But Camus concludes his essay by saying, one must imagine Sisyphus happy. The practical lesson. Victory isn't just at the top of the mountain, it's in the very struggle of pushing the rock. Brunson didn't run from the weight of New York's history. He embraced the boulder. He found purpose and joy in the climb itself, transforming the burden into fuel. And when the game gets tight, like in that decisive game against the Spurs where Brunson exploded for 45 points, a powerful concept comes into play. Amor Fati, the love of fate. It's about looking at the chaos, at the pressure of 3 defenders collapsing on you, and saying, this is exactly where I want to be. His signature step back isn't just a technical move, it's a visual metaphor. In the middle of chaos, he creates his own space, and there is an urgency to him. The great thinkers practiced what they called Memento Mori, the constant reminder of our finitude. That time is short. On the court, this translates to a relentless urgency. Brunson plays every single possession with the awareness that the moment is fleeting. He doesn't hesitate. When the final buzzer sounded and the drought finally ended, what we witnessed wasn't just a celebration, it was the validation of a way of life. Jalen Brunson proved that greatness is a daily habit. So what can we learn from this? That no matter your starting point, you always have absolute control over your response. The next time you face a moment of pressure, remember the sage of New York. Focus only on what you can control. Love the challenge. Execute your work. Because in the end, the banners in the rafters may fade, but the way you chose to push your boulder, that is eternal.
Is $113 million worth it, knowing it's for a championship?
100% worth it. 100% worth it. Oof.